Welcome back, guys. So I have read to you before about the story of Tasty Patties, and today I want to share another entrepreneur in Jamaica. Her name was Lois Sherwood, and I had the pleasure of meeting this amazing woman. She had such poise and grace and such professionalism, and I have met her children, and I just feel very close to this story just because I knew the person. But this is another of the stories from Dr. Glenn Laman's book, Jamaican Entrepreneurship. And the thing is, Jamaica is such an entrepreneurial nation, and people meet with such adversity and yet push through and have such great achievements, and Lois Sherwood is one of those examples. And I just want to share this story from Dr. Laman's book, again, Jamaican Entrepreneurship, and he has allowed me to do so. And as again, this is the second story I'm reading from this book. The last one was about the origin of Tasty Patties, and you guys seem to have enjoyed it, so I thought, you know what, let me do another one. So without further ado, I must also add that this is 2023 when I'm recording this, and it's November, and in June of this year, sadly, Lois Sherwood passed away. So rest in peace, Mrs. Sherwood. And now let's read her story. So Lois Sherwood was a leading Jamaican painter who has won numerous awards and is recognized internationally. While her first love is art, she's also an astute businesswoman who has achieved remarkable success due to her dogged determination and tenacity. She's chairman of Restaurant Associates Limited, which operates the Burger King and Popeyes restaurants in Jamaica. She's also chairman of Island Homes Limited, a real estate development and sales company, and she's the managing director of Sherbourne Limited, a justice of the peace and the honorary consul for the Republic of Lithuania. Lois Sherwood was born one of twin girls on February the 12th, 1932 in Kingston, Jamaica. Her father, Cecil Carby, was born in Port Royal. His family name was originally McCarby. He worked as a mechanical engineer for the government in the Public Works Department. Her mother was Yvette Robin Carby, a dressmaker born in Kingston to Haitian parents. She had one brother, Wayne. The family lived on Kensington Crescent near Crossroads in Kingston. Sherwood was born around the time that Alexander Bustamante returned to Jamaica and became a leader in the struggle against colonial rule. At that time, widespread poverty, discontent with low wages, unemployment, and deplorable living conditions were extant in Jamaica and other Caribbean islands. These conditions led to a series of spontaneous, uncoordinated strikes and demonstrations across the Caribbean. Hart, 2002. In Jamaica, they culminated in 1938 labor rebellion, in which Bustamante emerged as a voice for the workers. Bustamante and his cousin Norman Manley would go on to form the two major political parties that agitated for independence from Britain. The sustained and unprecedented militancy of the labouring classes unleashed events that transformed the political history of Jamaica, with major implications for the wider Caribbean. The 1938 labour riots spurred two momentous processes. First, the riots gave birth to Jamaica's modern nationalist movement with the emergence of notable leaders, development of party politics, and a mature trade unionism. Second, Labour's militancy in 1938 convinced the British Colonial Office to end colonial rule and initiate major reforms. In the aftermath of the unrest, the British made significant concessions to the strikers and, equally important, initiated constitutional reforms that ended colonialism. When Sherwood was born, ordinary Jamaicans could not vote. Before universal adult suffrage, implemented in 1944, the right to vote was determined by the amount of wealth or property a man held. Women did not have the right to vote. Universal adult suffrage extended voting rights to all adults, irrespective of race, sex, or social class. Sherwood recalls her family as being a very creative one. Her mother designed the clothing she sewed for sale, and her father made all the furniture in their home. She and her twin sister were different personalities. They are fraternal twins. As a child, she was not interested in school, reading books, or exams, but her sister was. She attended St. Andrew's High School for girls and was goalkeeper in the 1951 field hockey team that won the ISA Cup. When she expressed her desire to be an artist, her father remarked that he didn't know any artists who earned enough money to pay rent. But Sherwood was very determined and convinced her mother to send her to art school in Haiti, where she had an aunt who was willing to help her. She enrolled in art school in Haiti at age 16. Her father knew nothing about the plan until she had already arrived in Haiti. As a young woman, she entered and won the Star newspaper's Miss Pinup Beauty contest in the early 1950s. Her prize was a trip to Haiti, where she was featured in a parade through the city streets. After completing art school, Sherwood returned to Jamaica and started hunting for a job. After seeing an ad for a telephone operator, she went to the Gleaner Company to see what exactly a telephone operator did. She sat with an operator and observed her until she understood what exactly was involved. The next morning, she showed up for the job interview at the Issa Brothers and Company. She was offered the job from a field of 23 candidates. She enjoyed interacting with people and received high praises for her customer service. When someone was unavailable, she offered to call back the caller and let them know when they became available. This had never been done before. Sherwood married Rodwell Lake in 1953. She did not plan to be an entrepreneur, but when she realized her husband was unhappy in his job, she looked for a creative solution. She told him to resign. His reply, "Are you crazy? What are we going to do?" She told him that they were going to open a furniture store. His response, "With what money?" Sherwood recalls he was speechless when she produced money that she had saved. He could not understand where she got the money. She explained that when they had pooled their money for living expenses, she would always save most of the money allocated for food. Sherwood had been quietly buying up antique furniture cheaply from departing expatriates. In 1966, she and Rodwell opened a store called Mahogany House on Orange Street in downtown Kingston. According to Sherwood, it was the island's first antique store. Sherwood took her antiques to local craftsmen and had them duplicate the pieces, which she then sold as period reproductions in her other store, also on Orange Street, known as Grace Furniture. It was a good business selling mahogany furniture such as chairs, side tables, chest of drawers, and Victorian bedposts. Jamaican mahogany is a tropical hardwood that was used in making a variety of items such as houses, furniture, and even ships throughout the 18th, 19th, and 20th centuries. Someone in the 19th century wrote that mahogany in Jamaica was like gold in the reign of Solomon. Sherwood recalls that she realized people need a place to live, furniture for their houses, and food to eat. I decided to focus on providing these three things. She started several land development projects across the island. She would buy land, install roads and a water system, subdivide it into lots, and sell them to prospective home buyers. When she first approached a bank for a loan to purchase land, they told her she was the first woman to ever ask for a loan, and they were skeptical. She laid out in detail how they would get their money back and pointed to her success in the furniture business. She left with an approved loan. Sherwood's early forays into land development have been parlayed into a real estate company known as Island Homes. It handles commercial and residential real estate sales and development, as well as property management and rentals. Her early real estate projects include Grace Development Limited in Hope Bay, Montego Hills Limited in Montego Bay, and Leighton Estates Limited in the parish of Portland. Most of the land she bought was formerly owned by colonialists who were leaving the island and eager to sell after Jamaica gained independence from England. Sherwood was the first to offer land on hire purchase terms. She simply applied the same principle she had used for selling furniture to the sale of land. Sherwood met her second husband, Kenneth Sherwood, an American of Jamaican parents and a cousin to her first husband. He was an entrepreneur and a prominent businessman in New York's Harlem. He was fascinated by Sherwood and pursued her relentlessly. He proposed often, promising to do anything just as long as I can be with you. and so they were married and became business partners. While attending a function in Kingston, Sherwood and Kenneth overheard someone saying that Burger King was looking to expand into the Caribbean. Kenneth made some inquiries and they submitted an application. It was rejected, but they had not heard the last of Lois Sherwood, who did not believe in taking no for an answer. At the time, Burger King's parent company, Pillsbury, operated a flour mill in Jamaica. Sherwood arranged for a meeting with its executives to discuss the Burger King franchise application. They reiterated the reasons for the rejection. Sherwood then said, "Can I speak now?" And she pulled up the research she had done on how much money the company was making in Jamaica. She said, "Look how much you're taking out of our little economy. What are you doing to develop people on the island?" One executive reached to turn off the voice recorder. She told him to leave it on as she was not yet finished. She then proceeded to rattle off the names of all the company executives and how much they were being paid while the islanders got little. She presented her own analysis of how they planned to operate the franchise. If approved, she asked them to reconsider the application, and they did. The Burger King Corporation is a Florida corporation that franchises and operates fast food hamburger restaurants, principally under the Burger King brand. It is the world's second largest fast food hamburger restaurant of FFHR chain, as measured by the total number of restaurants. As of December 31st, 2011, the company owned or franchised a total of 12,512 restaurants in 81 countries and US territories, of which 1,295 restaurants were company restaurants and 11,217 were owned by franchisees. Of these restaurants, 5,012 or 40% are located outside the USA and Canada and account for over 33% of revenue. The Burger King restaurants feature flame-grilled hamburgers, chicken and other specialty sandwiches, French fries, soft drinks, and other affordably priced food items. With more than 50 years of operating history, the company has developed a scalable and cost-efficient quick-service hamburger restaurant model that offers customers fast food at affordable prices. Burger King generates revenues from two sources: retail sales at company restaurants and franchise revenues, consisting primarily of royalties based on a percentage of sales reported by franchise restaurants and franchise fees paid by franchisees, as well as property income derived from properties leased or subleased to franchisees. Approximately 90% of current restaurants are franchised. Restaurant Associates Limited was incorporated in March 1983 with Kenneth as chairman and CEO and Lois as vice president. Burger King approved their franchise application in 1984 when they became convinced of Kenneth and Lois's ability to run a successful operation. Sherwood decided to locate their first store in the resort town of Ocho Rios after realizing that not many people in Kingston were familiar with hamburgers. She felt that tourists visiting Ocho Rios would patronize the restaurant and locals would soon follow suit. She was right. The store was soon reporting the best sales in the Caribbean. This time, Sherwood had no problem getting the necessary loans, as the bankers told her, "You have shown us time and time again that we would be fools not to back you." The second Burger King restaurant was located in the halfway tree area of Kingston. At first, everybody was against the location. For one thing, it was on a one-way street. The Burger King representatives rejected it and told her, "Find another location." But Sherwood was adamant the store would be located in the spot that she had selected, and took them on a tour of the immediate area and pointed to the many schools within walking distance of the location. She also explained that she understood the consumer, and many students would be having a meal before they went home from school, as their parents worked and had little time for cooking. Burger King relented and the store was built. When the restaurant opened, even Lois was pleasantly surprised at the long lines around the block waiting to be served. It quickly surpassed the other store in sales. That Burger King was opening restaurants in Jamaica was welcome news in the 1980s. It was a media event. Articles and advertising welcoming and extolling the virtues of the company were abundant. Government and business leaders alike spoke of the expected impact of the local economy. Minister of Tourism Hugh Hart saw it as a boon to tourism with many benefits. Burger King's focus on education and training was another feature that resonated in Jamaica. By the time the restaurants opened, several Jamaicans had been sent to Burger King University in Miami, Florida for training. The company also promised to lend considerable support to Jamaica's primary youth training and development program, the Heart Trust, by employing about 50 Heart trainees in each of its restaurants. Burger King's presence in Jamaica was expected to have considerable impact on the Jamaican economy in areas such as agriculture, tourism, and employment. Today, Restaurant Associates operate some 26 Burger King restaurants across the island and 2 Popeyes restaurants. Over 1,000 people are employed by the company. Sherwood's original ambition was to be an artist. She had achieved that and more. In addition to being an astute and clever entrepreneur, she has excelled in the art world and has been the recipient of numerous awards for her work as an artist and her outstanding contributions to Jamaica. She has exhibited in the USA, Poland, and Lithuania. In 2004, one of her paintings entitled Earth Rhythm was presented by the Jamaican government as a gift to the Association of Caribbean States for display in the Secretariat's office in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. She has won several awards for her art, including an award of excellence from the Consumer Corps of Jamaica, bronze, silver, and gold medals at the Festival of Fine Art. Sherwood is committed to maintaining a balance between her art and her business persona. She leaves her business office at a fixed time each day to visit her studio, where she puts in a number of hours each day. She freely admits that her artistic side provides her the most satisfaction and pleasure, although it's not nearly as profitable as the business side. In 2001, Sherwood established the Burger King Scholarship Program in memory of her first husband, Rodwell Lake. It provides scholarships and grants to students at the secondary and tertiary education levels. At the annual award ceremony held at the Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston in August 2012, over 20 students received scholarships or awards from the program. Some were off to college with their awards, while others received grants to purchase books. Awards for high school graduates are based on the results of the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE, taken by Jamaican high school students each year. Book grants are based on the grade 6 achievement test students take to gain admission to high school, and the signature scholarships, named after Lois Sherwood and Rodwell Lake, father of the company's vice chairman, are awarded to past students from their alma maters, St. Andrews High School for Girls and St. George's College, respectively. Not all awards are based on academic ability, as 2 students received the Lois Sherwood Art Scholarship for studies at the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts. 1 student received an award for athletics. Restaurant Associates is a major sponsor of the Burger King National Schools debate competition among the island's high schools. Each year, some 128 high schools vie for the coveted trophy. Sherwood has been known to attend and present the victors with the trophy. Sherwood believes in never taking no for an answer and in the motto, never give up. And her life presented many challenges and obstacles to test her resolve. Her first husband, Rodwell Lake, suffered a heart attack at the age of 36. He died a few years later at age 44 in 1974. She suffered another tragic loss when her second husband, Kenneth Sherwood, was killed in a dispute with a household employee in 1989. One day, while Sherwood was alone in her first business, the antique store, a robber held a gun to her head. Luckily, a local policeman just happened to be passing by. He interrupted the robbery and arrested the suspect. As a result, Sherwood decided to relocate the store to 20 Hope Road, a location which today houses some of her current businesses. She has been held at gunpoint a total of 4 times, including once in her land development office and twice in her Burger King office. She has remained undeterred and grateful. In 1987, Sherwood was appointed as Justice of the Peace in Jamaica, and in 2002, she was appointed Honorary Consul of the Republic of Lithuania. She had come to the attention of the Lithuanian government through her art and was asked to represent them after she conducted an art exhibit in the capital, Vilnius. Her children have been involved in her business and also pursue their own interests. Richard Lake is a contractor who runs the day-to-day operations of Restaurant Associates as vice chairman and president of the company, while her other son, Michael, is an architect. Her daughter, Anne Ventura, is an artist and the owner of Sana Studios, where Sherwood also teaches on occasion. Sherwood truly believes that art does the most fantastic things for your brain. She practices yoga, loves music, and of course, art. In 2005, Sherwood was mentioned as one of Jamaica's most powerful women in the Jamaica Observer column entitled Jamaica's 5 Most Powerful Women. Sherwood's early ambition was to be an artist, not an entrepreneur. Fortunately, she was able to pursue this dream while also becoming an entrepreneur. She is the chairman of 2 companies she founded and serves on the boards of several other businesses. Restaurant Associates is the most well-known of these companies. With some 28 franchise restaurants, she has provided thousands of jobs with benefits to Jamaicans over the 26 years she's been affiliated with Burger King. She has also endeavored to purchase local supplies and services, thereby contributing to the local economy. Many Jamaicans have benefited from training and contributions provided by her restaurants, and the Rodwell Lake Scholarships, in honor of her first husband, helped many young students meet expenses in high school and college. From an early age, Sherwood was known for her determination and perseverance, traits she credits as being important to her entrepreneurial success. She believes in never taking no for an answer. This was evidenced when she refused to accept the rejection of their application for a franchise by Burger King, but went on to persuade them that she and her husband were the people that could run the Jamaica Burger King operations. As a child, Sherwood was able to observe her parents in productive actions. She watched her mother design dresses that she would then sell to her customers, realizing a profit from her efforts. She recalls her mother was very creative in her designs. Her father made all the furniture for their home, and Sherwood would later parlay this early exposure to furniture making into her first venture, in which she had furniture made by local craftsmen for her store, the Mahogany House. Her savings initially allowed Sherwood to start her first venture. She recalls that she saved most of the money that had been allocated to groceries. Later, when larger sums of money were required, she approached the banks, which were reluctant to loan to a woman at first, but she persisted and convinced them that she was a good credit risk. Later, when her track record was established, credit became more readily available. An important lesson from Sherwood's success is the importance of perseverance, pushing back when necessary, and doing your homework. Whenever objections were raised, Sherwood was prepared with facts and figures to counter any argument to the contrary. These traits have served her well on her entrepreneurial journey, from pin-up girl to business magnate. I find that such a fascinating story. Again, I met this amazing woman. I'm really sorry that she is gone on now, but you know, I hope that you guys enjoyed this, because this is just yet another one of our amazing entrepreneurial success stories of Jamaicans, because of their perseverance and their tenacity and their willingness to push through against all odds. And I just think that's fabulous. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please share it with your friends and family, and you know, just let people know. Just let people know the greatness of Jamaica, because we're truly a great nation that's full of people like this who just keep going until they get where they want to go. And it's a testimony of the greatness of that nation. So share, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will look forward to seeing you guys on the next video, and one love.